One of the things I've been meaning to do is a swift critique on the DC animated movies, which I've been a huge fan of ever since I started collecting them. The first one on the list is Superman Doomsday, which came out in 2007. There were other animated movies that came out before Superman Doomsday, but they were always based on a series like with the Batman vs. Dracula, or Mask of the Phantasm, or Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. However, the animation for this movie looks remarkably similar to Superman the Animated Series, but characters like Lois, Lex, and Clark have minimal differences. Doomsday's introduction was well executed because he executed everyone he saw. Doomsday lives to kill, and the creators of this flick did an excellent job with how they introduced him, down to the moment when he's being released where we see that Doomsday was kept in a sealed alien capsule. And upon breaching the sealed capsule, a hologram of an alien appeared, and it was speaking in a voice that no one understood, including ourselves since they didn't include subtitles there. But that's because you had to pay attention to the body language of the alien, which Lex took notice of, and he knew that the alien was saying a warning. Superman's fight against Doomsday is like the main pitch for this movie, but Doomsday only appears for the first third of the film. They only fight once since it's kill or be killed when we're talking about Doomsday, and since both characters are out of commission, the story continues on and a new Superman is introduced. Everyone is led to believe that Superman is back, but it's actually a clone made by Lex. One of the most memorable scenes is when the fake Superman decides to perform brain surgery on himself after realizing that Lex inserted a bomb on his brain. But he does this over at a hair salon while customers and employees are watching in horror. Another memorable scene is when Lex prepares to give fake Superman another beating in his little chamber of secrets. He puts on the kryptonite gloves, taunts Superman into entering the room again, and Superman just closes the door and proceeds to rip the entire room off the building, which he then just proceeds to toss over into the ground with Lex still inside. The dude didn't die, but he's left completely bedridden. One nitpick I'd say is Superman's choice to take down Doomsday by dropping him like a meteor straight onto Metropolis. I mean, sure, he killed the Beast, but how many lives did he just wipe out by doing this? No one had enough time to evacuate, so yeah. It's almost like this Superman caused more casualties than Doomsday himself. When it comes to Superman, I'm not a fan of his abilities because it's too much power for one being, but the fact that he refuses to kill, refuses to lose hope in humanity, and is still willing to sacrifice himself for the weak, that just shows a lot of his character, and you gotta respect that because, let's be honest, if any human had his abilities, they'd eventually kill someone after a tantrum or two. So his abilities are too OP, but his character pretty much balances him out. Ironically, one thing that I don't get hyped for are his fight scenes against anyone really. Since he's too OP, he has no reason to learn martial arts or any fighting styles, so you'll rarely see him throw a kick, and you'll mainly see him throw a basic punch and throw things. I'm interested in fight scenes where characters know how to fight. When characters know how to fight, if done right, the presentation is like a choreographed dance, whereas when you have two incredibly strong characters fighting without knowing any particular fighting styles, then to me, the presentation just looks like two bodybuilders competing in a slap tournament. So when Superman fights Doomsday, I'm not really excited. A little battle damage would have been nice, but we only got that when the finishing moves were performed. And I got the same feeling on watching Superman fight against fake Superman. But even though I wasn't excited when watching those fights, I got a lot more entertainment from the story, the characters, and the music. I can't believe I forgot how good this movie's story was. I hadn't seen this movie since it first released, and I was actually going to skip this one, but I figured I'd at least give it a second chance, and now I'm glad I did. This is a good movie. A great start for the DC animated movies that would come soon. I recommend you check this one out if you haven't, especially if you're a fan of Superman or Smallville. The movie cover doesn't lie. Saying goes for the back of the case. The illustration art presented in the front cover and the back of the movie case, it matches the art style in the animated movie. I mention this because the rest of the DC animated movie cover art goes for designs that never represent the animated art style. This isn't a problem, I appreciate both, which is why I mention it. But for this cover, it gets extra points for that 3D lenticular motion slipcover. I'm a fan of these things. I wish they did this for the rest of the animated movies that would release after this. And the beauty about this DVD version is that it's a Walmart exclusive, which includes the Death of Superman comic book movie. Even the Blu-ray version of this movie didn't get that treatment. It's included on a second DVD disc, but since the comic book has some differences with this movie, I think I should review it separately, especially since there's another animated movie about this comic now titled The Death of Superman, which is the same name to the comic, which is the same comic that the Walmart exclusive version of Superman Doomsday included as another animated comic adaptation. It's like, what's going on? Why are there so many adaptations for Doomsday? And The Death of Superman. The Death of Superman, that sounds like a more fitting title, by the way, because if Doomsday gets taken out, like, before we're even halfway through the movie, then it's a bit of a misleading title, right? Either way, it's a good flick. These nitpicks won't stop me from enjoying it. This DVD came with a little promo slip selling some merch based on the movie. The action figures are, well, there's something. They have a couple detailed ones called the Collector's Set, where Doomsday's design is altered. He always had different designs over the years, but this one, who the hell thought it was a good idea to include those long-ass horizontally pointed shoulder pads? Do they break every time he raises his arms? Can he accidentally stab himself with those vertically pointed knee pads when he bends over or falls? Aside from that, did anyone ever collect HeroClix miniatures? That was a game I wish had become popular. I never knew anyone that collected them, but I bet it had to be fun gathering some friends to play a game of HeroClix. Anyways, that's it for the video. I'll be making more of these swift critiques on the rest of the DC animated movies since it's time I get to it. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to know when the next videos are out. I also stream here on YouTube at least a couple times a week, so tune into those so we can kick it virtually and enjoy some of the best retro games of my generation. And if you want to support the channel and see your name at the end of every new video, be sure to join the channel membership or my Patreon. Both will give you access to early videos, updates, and lots of new art since I also like drawing stories to give you even more entertainment. Anyways, I'll see you on the next video and remember to have an awesome day.